found it at the door, okay? And so she's like, "That's my husband." It was so good. It was like,
Yes,
"Oh,
it
girl,
was.
your husband." I mean, the
Yes.
suspense was just on 10 at that point. "Girl, what are you doing?" Because he running around with Rachel, you
Yeah.
running around with this cameraman. Welcome to the Margins to Movies podcast, where we talk books, movies, and everything in between. For today's show, we read and watched a book adaptation to answer that age-old burning question: which is better, the book or the movie? We're your hosts, your favorite internet bookworms. I'm Nita Key.
And I'm Della B.
And we are gathered here today to talk about the Netflix series, which was adapted from the Alice Feeney book, His&Hers.
That's right.
Yay, I'm so excited about this. I'm
Me
giving it a
too.
hand.
Me too.
Yes. I'm so excited about this one. I have really been looking forward to talking about this series,
Yeah.
right?
Because I
And this
didn't even
book.
know. Yeah, I didn't even know that it was a book. I saw the series and
And you
one of
were
my friends
raving
told me.
about it.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you gotta watch the series." And then you watched it and you
Yeah.
said, "That was based on Alice Feeney's book." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, yeah, Alice Fe girl, I said Alice Fina. I said, "Wait a minute, girl." I went and grabbed up, oh, yes,
Girl,
the author of Sometimes I Lie. Our book
and
club read this one. Is that
Rock,
Rock,
Paper,
Paper, Scissors?
Scissors.
Our
That's
book
another
club
one we
read
read
that
by
one
Alice Feeney.
too. Yeah,
Yes,
Alice
absolutely.
Feeney, she gives psychological thrillers, she gives unreliable narrators, she gives plot twists galore. So and I really, really like Sometimes I Lie. So we're going to start with a summary of the book, and then we're going to get all up into all the differences and decide if that was a good change or a bad change, right?
Yes,
So, you
absolutely.
want to tell us about the book?
Okay, so the two main characters in the book are Anna Andrews. She is a TV anchor for the BBC. She's British. And then also her ex husband, Detective Chief Inspector Jack Harper. They're the main characters. There's some other characters, Jack's partner, Priya, and Anna's mother. She's got some dementia going on. But the gist of the story is that there's a murder, and Anna ends up not being the anchor for the news show, but she ends up being the correspondent for this
Mhm,
story about this
mhm,
woman who is killed, who was found in
mhm,
her hometown of Blackdown. She doesn't want
mhm,
to go to back to Blackdown, but when this story comes up, she ends up back in Blackdown covering the story. Come to
mhm,
find out, her husband, Detective Jack Harper, is the lead detective on the story. So the
mm,
story is all about them trying to figure out who unalived this woman. And while they're trying to figure that out, we find this backstory about Anna when she was younger. And the woman that was killed, her name is Rachel. She was one of Anna's friends. She went to school with her.
mm. Well, what
And
kind of friend was Rachel,
girl, you
honey? We
telling, we got
gotta
to get
get
into that.
into
That's a
it.
whole nother story. And
Child,
so then, as
Rachel
the
was a
story goes
mess.
on, again, we're hearing more about Anna's mother's problem with dementia, how Anna's dealing with that, how she's dealing back with the relationship with her and Jack. By the way, Jack is her ex husband. So, how
Mhm.
she's dealing with all of that, being back in Blacktown, losing her anchor job. And then come to find out the next unaliving that happens is another one of her friends that was a friend with her and Rachel. Her name is Helen. She's the head mistress over the school they went to when they were young, and
Mhm,
what's going on with that. And then lo and behold, another person that they went to school with, Zoe, who
mhm,
happens to be Jack's sister, who he lives with. She
mhm.
also ends up being unalive. So all this is going on in the story.
And
And
they all have this mysterious bracelet, which is a friendship bracelet
yes,
from when they were kids, and all of these bracelets end up on these bodies.
exactly. And Anna made
Mhm.
the bracelets when she was younger and gave them to all of them. So while the story is going on in the book, we also have the perspective of the killer coming in within chapters. One point of view in the book is from Jack's perspective, the other one is from Anna's, and then the other one is from the killer. So we just wanted to give you a high summary of the book before we get into the movie and we really talk about the differences between the two.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it, right? So, one thing that really jumped out at me when I read the book, because, like I said, we watched the TV series first and then read the book, was that in the TV series, Anna is played by Tessa Thompson,
Mhm.
right? And Tessa Thompson, I think she biracial?
I think she is. I can't really
Yeah.
tell.
I think she's biracial, right? But in the book, she is British. right? So she's
That
a
is
white
correct.
British woman. And in the TV series, she actually lives in Atlanta. And she works at a local station in Atlanta. And the TV series, when we meet her, she is holed out up at a hotel, honey, engaging in the alcoholism and the things that she has not seen her family, her mama. She hasn't seen Jack in what, a year?
Oh, yeah, yes, a year in the
Yeah, so
movie.
she had been out of commission for like a year. So one thing that really struck me when I read this book was that was different. So in the book, she's a white British woman. She has not been MIA. She has actually been working at the BBC and she has been working the whole time, right?
Yes,
So in the TV series, Kat Jones kind of came in like a thief in the night and swooped her job up, right? However, in the actual book, that is not how it happened. She is the one who was the replacement for Kat Jones in the book, right? What do you think? You think that was a good change, bad change? What do you think?
I think it was a good change. I think that gave us a different perspective than what they had in the book, and I Cat Jones wasn't really that important of a well, I don't wanna say that important of a person, but
Mhm.
she didn't really come into play into too much of the story versus when the book, I thought that bringing her in and Cat and Anna having her job was a little bit different. So I like the way they did that in the movie. I thought
Yes.
that was a good change.
Yeah, I think it was definitely more suspenseful in the TV series because it's like, why is she in this hotel? What's going on? And then also in the series, they came in on Rachel's body on that hood of that car. And
Yes,
then we go to Tessa Thompson playing Anna, and she comes in out of the rain and it's like, girl, what's been going on? Did you kill her? What's been
yes,
going on? And then
yes,
so I think it was a good change too. So I thought it was interesting how in the TV series, Anna is the one who suggested that she should go to Blackdown. And that in the
yes,
TV series, she was more manipulative, I think.
yes,
Because she was
absolutely.
trying to get back in the limelight and she was doing things to get herself back in the limelight. She's the one who wanted the townspeople fighting at that town hall.
Yes,
But she sit back like a cat with the canary, looking like, yeah, I orchestrated all this. You know what I'm saying? Also, she made the decision to have the affair or start the affair with Cat Jones' husband as a cameraman. Whereas
yeah,
in the book, they had an affair previously, and in the book,
yes.
they did not resume that affair,
That is correct. They
right?
did not, because in the
So
movie, she was the one who requested Cat Jones' husband to be her
yes,
cameraman.
she
She
requested
requested
his
him. Yes,
husband, honey,
yes,
because she had plans for him.
she sure
Also,
did.
I can't stop now, I'm on the roll. So, also, Jack and her were still married in the
Yes,
series,
yes, they
but
were.
in the book, that
They
was
were
her
divorced.
ex-husband. Okay, let's stop there. What about some of those changes they made? What do you think? Good, bad thing?
I think them being married was a good change as
I do
well
too.
because if they still had a connection,
Mhm,
a reason to you know, work through their issues and we wanna see if
mhm,
they're gonna work through it and get it together.
yeah,
I just thought them being married was better than them being divorced. It didn't seem so final. You know, when you divorce, it seems more final, whereas in the
mhm.
book with them just being separated, it seems like there's potential for them to get back together. So
Actually
I
get back
like them
together.
being just separated.
Yeah, and it was a good setup for that scene where she had just been intimate with Richard, and then he's like, "Who's that? Who pounded at the door?" Okay. And so she's like, "That's my husband." It was so good. It was like,
Yes,
"Oh,
it
girl,
was.
your husband." I mean, the
Yes.
suspense was just on 10 at that point. Girl, what are you doing? Because he running around with Rachel, you
Yeah.
running around with this cameraman. What is
Yeah.
really going on? What type of marriage is this? But it's
Yes.
like, there's love there. They haven't even gotten a divorce, you
Right.
know? So in the
Right.
TV series, like, that was really good. And then also, I also liked her. I liked how in the series she was sometimes it was like she's so manipulative, like,
She
it
was.
was a chance of her being difficult to like. But Tessa
Absolutely.
Thompson is such a phenomenal actress
Right, she
that
is.
you still liked her, even though she
Yes.
was messy. Alright, another difference we have to talk about if it's a good or bad change. So, in the TV series, the plot point with the husband was more prominent because Rachel's
Yes.
husband, man with money, a man with means, she was kind of with him enjoying his means, and
Yes.
he tied into the situation with Helen because apparently Rachel and Helen and he were engaged in a lifestyle with whips
Yes,
and chains and such.
that's
And
right.
so there was a video, that Jack was privy to having Rachel's phone, right? And
Yep.
so it was like, okay, well, it was also me. I'm thinking, well, did the husband do it? He didn't want
Me
this
too.
information to get out about himself,
Right,
about, what they like to engage in, in the
right.
midnight hour. So but in the book, for those of you who have not read the book, let me tell you, in the book, Rachel's husband is 82-year-old man. He's bedbound with live-in care.
Yeah.
And also in the book, she lied to Jack about being divorced.
Yes, that is correct.
But in the TV series, he knew she wasn't divorced.
Right.
So, yeah, what, Imma go first. I think the TV series, what they did with that man and that character was good because I felt like he was a foil in terms of us thinking like, "Oh, did he do it?" And then when Jack kinda had that scene where he was going crazy on him, like, "Man, you know you did this," because he's
Mhm.
trying to
Mhm.
protect Anna, you know what I'm saying? I just thought, and then even the little picture of him with the little mask on and all that,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it was a good key, if nothing
Yeah.
else, you know? What did you I thought it
Yeah.
was a good change. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I did too. I thought that was a good change as well because the husband in the book was he was non-sequential at all. He wasn't even
Not
important.
important at
All they
all.
did was just say he was old and bedridden, and that was it. Didn't hear anything else about him. So
Yeah.
I thought in the book that was good because it brought more suspense to it when you did that. Because in the book, I think that they didn't have to do that because there was
Mhm,
still so much suspense in the book.
mhm.
They didn't even have to bring the husband in. But I think for the movie adaptation of it, it was good to bring him in to bring in that additional suspense as far as who was the killer. So
Okay, yeah.
another one before you get to it, another
Yeah, what?
change
What you
was
about to say?
Jack and Priya. They literally were
Yeah!
just partners in the movie. They were just and Priya she was a new detective, and she was trying to do
Mhm.
everything by the book,
And he
and
was
she was
mean to her, I felt like.
yeah, he was. Well, he was trying to get her off track because he didn't want nobody to be suspicious of him because he was
Exactly.
with Rachel the night before
Mhm.
she died. So
Yeah.
he kept, undermining her and like when they
Mhm.
were trying to do the deep dive on Rachel's cell phone calls, he
Mhm.
stopped that. When they went to the coroner and the coroner said, "Well, I need to get your, samples of your blood or whatever so that I can rule you out."
He
Oh,
was
he
just
kept
like his
pushing that
niece.
up. And then, oh my God, that whole thing he did with his little niece was crazy. So that, but in the
Jack was a
book, and
fool,
so
honey.
really Priya was just doing her job in the movie.
She
She's just trying to
was.
find out who's the killer. She's trying to, she admires Detective
Mhm.
Jack Harper and she's trying to, listen to what he's telling her, but she's still like, well, why? I'm still trying to do my job. So why did he tell me? Why did he stop that? So she's becoming more suspicious of Jack because he's trying to undermine her and she finds out a lot of this stuff. But
Yeah. Mm.
in the book, Priya admires Jack to the point of an attraction to him.
Yeah, she has a crush on him in the book.
Yeah,
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 she
and
she
so
liked him.
then yeah, and then Jack ends up going to her house and ends up kissing her,
Mhm.
and it
Getting
was like,
drunk. Mhm.
that now that
And
change for the movie was
yeah.
really good because that wasn't I don't know if again, I don't know if they put that in the book to bring more suspense because at some point you could have been thinking, did Priya kill the woman? Was she
Yeah.
trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't
Mhm.
like the woman being with Jack. So because she had a crush on him.
Mhm.
So I thought that was a really good change in the movie though.
You liked the change in the movie? I thought
I did.
they could have brought that to the movie.
They could have, but
I
I don't think they needed it.
Yeah, her
You know
having a
why?
crush on him, I thought they could have
Yeah.
brought that to the movie.
I
To a
I
TV
guess the
series.
reason why they didn't maybe because in the movie, Anna and Jack were still married. So, I don't know, maybe that's why. I'm not sure.
But he
I don't
was
know.
cheating on her
Yeah,
while
he
they were
was.
married.
He was.
Yeah.
But
I
he was
think
cheating on
that
her when she was out of town. Now that
Mhm.
she's back, I guess they didn't want him to be cheating on her with
While
Priya
he's
while
back.
that she yeah,
Yeah, because this happened with Priya after he and Anna were still, talking and engaging pretty regularly. So, yeah,
exactly.
that makes sense. I could see why they said they didn't want him liking Priya. Another
Yeah.
thing, the relationship between Anna and Rachel was
Yeah.
much more romantic in
Yes.
the book than it
Yes.
was in the TV series. In the
Yes.
book, they were intimate.
Yes.
In that first
Young, as
scene,
that when they were young, they were intimate. When they were young girls.
yes, they were teenagers.
Yeah, when they were teenagers.
Yes, as teenagers, they were intimate, and then what made me really uncomfortable was how Alice Feeney wrote that first scene of them being intimate
I
because,
know.
I'm like, "Is Anna okay? Is this consensual?"
Ye
It was confusing.
yeah, I kinda thought that it wasn't, but she didn't know what to do, and that's unfortunately the sad thing is what happens to young girls and things that even today, they don't know what to do. They're so shocked, they, like,
Or
freeze
boys
up or
too.
something,
Yeah.
and I think that's kinda like what Alice brought out in the book. It's the same thing that happens to this very day,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
or even, like, to men or women as well, we don't wanna say it's just kids that happens to, but
Right.
I thought that that was very well written
Yeah,
it made me uncomfortable reading it,
it did.
and then but that goes to the grooming nature of Rachel, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Rachel is a groomer, she grooms people.
Absolutely.
She's a pimp,
Yep, she is.
Rachel's a pimp. So, she was grooming Anna, they were, like, in a relationship because she wanted Anna to be comfortable taking pictures for her so that
Yep,
she could take these pictures and show it to these guys
yep,
because she was selling her, trying to pimp her out for money.
yeah.
And then another difference with the book is that that scene where the grape, I'll say grape, well, for YouTube. So that scene it played out differently in the TV series than it did in the book. You notice that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Because yeah,
a couple
yeah,
changes. So
yeah.
first of all, one change was that in the book, Catherine Kelly, who later becomes Cat Jones, is not really hanging out with them like that. When Rachel played the trick on her with urinating in her Coke,
Mhm,
that was nasty, that was gross.
mhm.
In the TV series, they became friends after that, which didn't make any sense to me.
Right.
I'm not gonna become friends with somebody who would do something like that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really, but in the book, she wasn't really friends with them. But Anna's a nice person, so Anna wanted to invite her to her birthday party. So that is how Catherine Kelly came to be at the birthday party in the book. Anna invited her. Also, what Rachel was setting Anna up to do, it was something that she did. It was something that she had Zoe doing. It was something that Helen did too. Like they
Yes,
all, because in the TV series, it was very chilling when they were all just sitting on the couch singing
yeah.
happy birthday while that violation was happening to Anna. In the book, all of them were engaging in the relations with the men, and Anna did not want to do that.
No, she did not.
Uh,
But yeah, in the movie, it was like you probably were just about to say this. It was Anna was the one who was violated, and then in the book, it was Catherine. So that
yes.
was a big change as well.
Yes, Catherine was the one, I mean, they actually switched their roles because in
They
the
did.
series on Netflix, it was, Catherine who was about to be assaulted, but then
Right,
Anna saved her, and then
right,
Catherine was able to run away. But in the
right.
actual book, that is not what happened. In the book,
Exactly,
Catherine was assaulted by several men, and
exactly,
Anna is the one who grabbed her clothes and left.
exactly,
What do we think
exactly.
about that change?
Yeah, I don't know
Well
because it seems like to me when I first was watching the movie, I couldn't understand what was so bad. I mean, I'm not saying that was a great thing that happened, but what happened so terrible to Catherine to
Mhm,
make her want to do the things that she ended up doing later on in life to these women, to these girls? Because it was
mhm,
like, it didn't happen to you, it happened to Anna. You
mhm,
walked away, you left. So why are you so angry at them?
mhm,
That was kind of like my thought. I was like, but in the book, that makes more sense as why she would be more angry. But in the
mhm.
movie, I couldn't understand why it didn't happen to you. It happened to Anna. Why are you
I
so
agree.
upset about that? I
I
mean,
agree with that. Yeah,
yeah,
because it's like you're the one who left Anna to be violated in that
right,
situation. So why are you mad? But also that was one of Alice Feeney's plot twists because we
right,
are led to believe that it was Cat Jones who did the killing, and she's the one who
right.
took the fall for it, and then only to find out that the killer was
not Cat.
Nah. Was hilarious. The killer was Anna's mama. Anna's mama with dementia, honey. She is the one who found out about what happened to her daughter, how she was groomed, how she was violated, and she sought revenge. And she was able to do it because she's an older woman, because she has dementia, and also because people wouldn't expect her to be a killer. You know what I'm saying? It just
Right,
wasn't expected. And she was doing things, I think, to make herself appear like she was losing her mind to the extent
right.
that she really wasn't really losing her mind. You know,
Absolutely.
she walking through the town naked, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Acting like she don't know where she at, but she killed somebody, you
right.
know, like
Yeah,
right
she
after she killed someone.
yeah, she played that dementia up to the tilt. I mean, she
Mhm.
really played that one. I mean, she had everybody believing that she was really, suffering from,
Exactly.
an advanced stage of dementia. Whereas then you find out that, it ain't as advanced as you think it is. She actually wanted you to believe that it was. So that
That
was
was diabolical.
right.
Yeah. And I think that I mean, it goes into as a society, you know, like how we treat the elderly or think
Yes.
of the elderly, you know, that she would not have been suspected. And what's interesting is that in the book, because in the TV series, I mean, the Netflix series, it seems like she got away with it. In the book, it seemed like Priya was on to her at the end.
Yes.
She was making a bracelet for Priya, honey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was like, "Look, Priya been around here asking questions, and she come back through here, I got a bracelet for her."
Yeah, because Priya, you're right, I agree with you. Priya was as I say, she was doing her job. She was trying to find out, kept going over there, kept
Mhm,
asking questions, but I can't understand it never was clear as to why she was
mhm,
suspicious, or if
mhm,
she really was suspicious of the mom, or was
mhm.
she going over there trying to find out more information about Anna,
About Anna.
because she was suspicious
Yeah.
of Anna being the killer.
Yeah, and I think that yeah, because when you think about the expectations of, like, not just a women or older woman with dementia, but also with Priya, Jack was really treating Priya like she didn't know anything or, you know, like she's an idiot, she's young. But Priya actually was a pretty good detective, and
Yeah,
she was able to kinda figure some things out.
right.
And so, like I said, I did not like the way he was treating her in the movie. I know he was trying to, you know, get
Trying to
away
throw
with
her off,
yeah,
throw
trying
her
to
off
throw
the
her off or
yeah.
whatever, but I was like, "My goodness, you're so mean to her." But okay, so another change that I noticed was that this was something that to me, I thought was I mean, better in the series, I think. Because in the book, that pivotal, like, climax scene where, Anna is facing off with Kat and
Yes,
Richard. Okay,
yes,
in the book, Anna didn't know that Richard and Kat were married.
exactly.
And so it was a plot twist for her to find out that Richard and Kat Jones were married. And
Right,
honey, I was like, "Look here, Alice Feeney. Come on now. Are you for real? You think
right,
these people gonna know each other all these years?" I'm not saying you know your coworkers like, you know, inside out and stuff like
right,
that. But, I mean, you gonna work with somebody for all these years and not know who they're married to? I thought
right.
that was very unrealistic.
Yeah, I
So,
agree
for
with
them
you on that.
fixing that in the series, I thought that was really good. Because 'cause I'm like, "Girl, I mean, she's sleeping with this man, she's having an affair with him, she works with him." That's the thing, y'all work in the same place.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I can
right,
see not knowing your coworker's spouse if y'all
right,
don't work in the same place, but all these people
right,
work in the same place and don't know, you know, who's married to who. And another thing in the book, they were saying people didn't know that she and Jack were married or divorced or
right,
whatever. I thought that was strange.
right. Well, they didn't know that in the movie.
TV
Right, they
series
didn't know that.
either.
Yeah, in the
Like
TV
they didn't
series.
know they had been married. I'm like, what is
Yeah, yeah,
hmm.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I
that was
agree
for
with
the
you on that.
plot.
And the other thing that I don't remember this being in the book, was when they talked about the fact that Kat's sister died. And in the book, they just said that her sister died from I think a asthma
Hmm.
attack. They just were really just kinda brushed over it. Whereas in the movie series, Kat was really responsible for her
Responsible
sister
for her.
dying. That
And
was
you know
different.
what? did they replace that point with Anna's dad? Because in the book, Anna's dad just disappeared that one day,
He sure did.
and she never saw him or heard from him again because he apparently abused her mom and then he left. And then we come to find out that the first person the mom killed, spoiler alert if you want to read the book, is
Was the
Anna's
dad.
dad.
That's
Her
correct.
husband, she killed that man and buried him and put a vegetable garden over
In the backyard.
the backyard. Ooh, mama was the best, honey. She put a vegetable garden over his dead body,
Sure
child.
did. Mhm.
So, yeah, and then no one just ever knew what happened to him, right? So I think
Yeah.
that maybe in the series they wanted to give that, I guess, that later previous surprise kill to Kat to make
Yeah.
us believe that she really was the killer in the situation because they were trying to get misdirect us.
They also in the book talked about the fact that the mother was the maid. She did the cleaning in
Mhm.
all these people's houses, so she had a
Yeah.
key to everybody's house because
How
nobody changed their locks,
exactly.
so that was
That's how
another
she was
thing.
able to get in.
Exactly, so she was able to get in, so all these different things that, were going on in the book, to me, it made me more suspicious of more people
Mhm.
in the book.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the mom also had a van or something in the book.
She
And
sure did.
then
She
yeah,
sure
and
did.
and then okay, this is what stood out to me, right? I feel like it's the concept of victimhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the victim in this movie? Because in the beginning, we're told that Rachel is a victim. And then we find out that, I mean, in the series, she's just a horrible, mean person with
Uh,
very few redeeming qualities. And in the
absolutely.
book, she's an actual pimp, like in real life. You know
She
what I'm
was
saying?
horrible in the book too. She was a horrible
Yeah,
person.
and that's what I'm saying. It was hard to feel for her as a victim, and then, Helen, like, with her behavior, it was kinda hard to really feel for her as well, and I would it just led me to who's the actual victim here, and after reading the book and watching the TV series, I would say I think Cat Jones is the real victim
I
in
agree.
His and Hers
I
because
agree.
she was not the one who orchestrated these killings. And also, in the actual book, as we said, Cat Jones is the one who was violated by the multiple men. And she
Absolutely.
the one who was drinking the pee and the coke. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So it's
Absolutely.
like y'all just gonna terrorize this woman all her life and then
Yeah.
cause her to die?
Yeah.
And Anna slept with her husband.
Yes. I agree. I agree. She was a victim. Yeah.
She
And that's she had the most motive to kill than
yeah.
anybody. As far as I was concerned, because I understand, we gave the spoiler alert that the mom was the one who did it,
Mhm,
but the mom she was also upset because of what she saw in the video, which happened to Anna.
mhm.
But I mean, Kat truly, truly had reason to want to get all of them to me.
Yeah, and she was the true victim in all this. She's like, "Well, y'all gonna kill me," and then she dies. And both she gets killed.
Yeah.
But in the book, Richard, her husband, gets killed too. And these people have 2 kids. Like,
Yeah.
they have 2 little girls. And did Kat actually plan to pretend like she couldn't make it to work and have Anna thinking she was gonna be the anchor today? Or did the woman just have a hard time making it work, but Anna just did not like her? You know
I
what I'm saying?
still think that she planned that. I still think she did because Kat knew who Anna was, but
She
Anna
did.
didn't know Kat was the same girl from when they were young
Yeah,
because she still was mad at Anna.
But Kat had been working with her for years, and in the actual book, Kat just was working with her, and she was the anchor, and then she left, and then Anna was filling in from her. But when she was ready to come back to work, the woman was just coming back to work to get a job. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
still
I
think
feel
she
like
did it on purpose.
but for me, I think that because Anna is an unreliable narrator, you have to take her perception with a grain of salt.
But I wasn't looking at it from her perception. I was looking at it from Kat, and I was thinking that because Kat knew who Anna
Mhm.
was,
Yeah,
and
she
I
did.
think she wanted to embarrass Anna. Because what Anna had done to her when she was young. So I thought she did that on purpose because Anna didn't know who Kat was, but Kat knew who Anna was, and she wanted to
But
embarrass
but
her.
she
That
was
was just
but
my take on it.
she had been working with the woman for years as an adult. She's like, "Okay, you're not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing," but I think that Alice Feeney wanted us to feel a certain way about Kat. But in my opinion, Kat was the victim of this His and Her series.
She was,
But
I agree.
yeah, so let's get into these ratings. So what do you wanna rate first, the book or the series?
Okay, let's do the series. Let's pull up our rating guide here,
Okay,
and let's do
alright.
the series first.
Okay. So we rate from 1 to 5 on a scale of the snacks we would eat if we were watching this in a movie theater from Big Purse, which is a 1 because this movie ain't it, right? We're taking a big purse because we're going to stop at Five Below before we go and load up on snacks. We're not giving the theater any of our money. All the way up to, you know what, this movie is awesome. It's amazing. It's a watch. It's a rewatch. It's to tell everybody about it. So give the theater some money. Go and buy yourself just a plethora of goodies. Okay, get
Mhm.
it all, whatever they offer on the big tray, which is like the VIP snacks, which is 5. So for me, the series, I liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well done. I like what Tessa Thompson brought to the character of Anna. I liked John, the one who played
Yes,
Jack. I
yes,
liked that as well. I liked their dynamic together
yes,
in the book and in the series. They did end up getting back together in the end. So, and I really liked the twist, and I really most of the changes that they made to the series, I thought were good changes. I really liked them.
I
So
agree.
for me, I'm going to give it a go big, and the reason I'm not giving it a VIP snacks is that in terms of rewatchability, I don't know if I would ever sit down and watch the whole thing again, and that's just me. But what about you? What do you rate it?
Okay, so for me, I probably would watch it again. So
Okay.
I would give it a VIP snacks. I would sit down with my big bucket of popcorn and some M&Ms, and I probably would watch it again because again, I like the acting, and I would try to see if there's something else that maybe I missed, some other things in the movie that I didn't catch. But I probably would watch it again. I definitely thought it was worth VIP snacks.
Okay, very good. So let's talk about how we're gonna rate the book.
Okay. So let's go to our book rating.
Yeah, while you pulling that up, I need to think. I need to think about this one because the thing with, like I said, Alice Feeney also wrote "Sometimes I Lie." The thing with the psychological thrillers and the whodunits and with the plot twists and everything, it's kind of like once you know who did it. Sometimes I will go back and reread it just with that new information. Like, okay, now that I know this, let me go and see all the little clues and things that I missed. But in terms of just being able to read it, like, over and over again over the years, it doesn't have a
Right.
lot of reread value to me,
Right.
psychological thrillers. But that first read is so juicy, right?
I
If it's
agree.
done well.
I
Alright, so
agree.
for our book ratings, once again, from 1 to 5, basically, a 1 would be, I mean, can it fly? If I just tossed it out the window, would it actually fly and make a beautiful arc? All the way up to Spotlight, you know what I'm saying? You have your bookshelf. Me and Della have our bookshelves in the background. Would you put it on the bookshelf and spotlight it like I spotlighted my favorite book series of all time, Game of Thrones back there?
Yes,
That would
ma'am.
be a 5. Okay, so for me, uh, the book is TBR list.
Mm,
I would say, His and Hers, the book, put it on your list and read it. I would because well, we'll talk about the last little thing at the end. But yeah, to me, it's TBR. What about you?
I put it down as a must read. I definitely think it's readable because, and again, even though I saw the movie, I still would recommend reading the book. And sometimes I don't say that because the movie had just ruined the book. But in
Mhm.
this case, I don't think the movie ruined the book. So I would definitely give it a must read.
Okay, very good.
All right. So our final question is going to be, so which would you do? Would you recommend to read it, to watch it, or both?
Um, for this one, I would say probably both. I think the book is worth reading and the series is definitely worth watching. Now, in terms of which is better, y'all,
Mm.
I never say this. I never say this, but I'm sorry. It hurts me to say it, but the Netflix series is better. I'm sorry. They made really great, smart choices. The
I
changes they
agree.
made sense. It enhanced the storytelling, and the acting was phenomenal.
I agree. So I would say the same. I would say both, read it
Mhm.
and watch it. Again, because even though I watched it first and then I read the book, Alice Feeney did such an excellent job of writing the suspense in the book. Even reading the book, I thought, did they change the ending? Did they change the murderer in the movie? Because as
Uh-huh.
I was reading the book, I was thinking it was this person, and then I thought it was that person, and then I finally said, "No, it was Anna. Anna was the one doing the killing the whole time." Because I'm thinking that's who as I'm reading from the perspective of the killer, I'm thinking that's Anna. And so the whole time I'm thinking they changed the movie. In the movie, it was the mama, but in the book, it was Anna. And I was thinking, I wonder how Alice Feeney feels about that. That's my mind until I
Uh-huh.
got to the very end and I realized, no, they didn't change it. It was the mother. So it is worth reading. I hate giving away all these spoilers, but it's definitely worth reading. And maybe you'll kind of feel the same way I did. But man, she really, really kept the suspense going the whole time. So I definitely would say both read it and watch it.
And that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us in our little corner of the internet where the unapologetic bookworms unite. Okay, so if you are listening to us on a streaming service, please make sure you follow us. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like the video. Please comment. We would love to chop it up with you in the comments and hear your thoughts on his and her. Did you read the book? Or if you didn't read the book and you watched the series, what were your thoughts on it? We would love to hear it. So please share with us. And once again, we are signing off. I'm Nita Key,
And I'm Della B. And don't forget to subscribe if you are on YouTube.
and this is Margins to Movies.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye bye.